Good morning and welcome to another Friday reading vlog from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books, and David with his little glasses on. Couldn't even see your eyes, it was just like you had like joke glasses on. Very cute, isn't he? He's just in there, he's got a meeting. He's got to get ready for work in a minute, so he'll just be here for a minute. So it's Friday reading vlog day. Hurrah, hurrah. This is one of those rare Friday reading vlogs where I'm going to get all the Friday reading vlog content done in one Friday reading vlog, because tomorrow we are going to an independent bookshop to film a video for Independent Bookshop Week. So I won't take you along there because you'll be seeing that later on. So yeah, it's all happening today. Now, you will know it's May now. You wouldn't think it looking out the window. It is, well, just grey really, isn't it, David? Mm-hmm. Grey May. But at the moment in May, I'm reading books inspired by, about the author Daphne Du Maurier, who my cat Daphne is named after. And I'll get into a bit of that when we get into the lounge and talk you through what I've been reading, what I'm planning on reading. But I do have at the end of this book to finish, Butter by Asako Yuzuki. I'm on 402 and it's 452 pages long. So I've got 50 pages to read. And I will not be leaving this bed until I've read it, because it's due back tomorrow. And I'd like to walk down this book and a couple of the others while my niece is there doing baby wine. So I can see her and drop these books off. So my husband has agreed to make me a cup of tea. Is that true? Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Is that true?
Is what true?
Have you agreed
Probably not.
Have you agreed to make me a cup of tea?
I mean, there was no handshake.
Handshake.
Yeah.
And then I will stay in bed and read the end of this, read my cup of tea, and then I'll meet you in the lounge for Daphne Du Maurier reading chat and chat about what we're doing today. Feels weird only doing it in one day, but hey. David's just on TikTok, so he just doesn't really talk to me anymore. He just goes on TikTok all the time.
Would you like this Jurassic Park makeup palette kit?
No. Finished! Took me a bit longer than I thought. I think that's part of the reason I didn't love that book, is that it really did take me a long time to read. I'm quite a fast reader. It was 450 pages long, but something about it just took a long time. I enjoyed Butter. I thought it had some great sort of observations and some very educational bits about Japanese society and food and things like that. But I do think it was honestly probably about 200 pages, maybe even 250 pages too long. It was huge and maybe unnecessarily huge. So yeah, let's go back to the library today. I've just sat down. 2 pieces of news. First piece of news is that it's raining, so I doubt I'll be walking down to the library, and trying to park near the library when baby wine's going on is very difficult. So unless it sort of cheers up in the next hour, I don't think I'll be going to the library. I can drop the books off through their little post box a bit later on today, maybe when I'm driving past. We're thinking of going to get the summer clothes today, she says, on the day when it's raining. Second piece of news though, really exciting news, just seen on Instagram. Gavin and Stacey's back for one episode on Christmas Day. It has honestly lit up my morning. I keep thinking about it. Gavin and Stacey is a series on the BBC that's been, oh God, how old is Gavin and Stacey, David? Early 2000s, I think it got made.
What, 16, 17?
Yeah, so it's 3 series plus a Christmas special, and then they sort of wrapped it up after the third series. And then a couple of years ago, I remember it well, it was the Christmas before the pandemic, so it was Christmas 2019. So 5 years ago, they did a Christmas special, which was completely, nobody was expecting it. And I remember it well because that Christmas we were with my friend Emma and her parents for Christmas Day, and we all watched it together. And then they've just announced that there's going to be a Christmas special. So I'm very, very excited. Very excited. I've been literally screen grabbing it and sending it to everybody I know. Anyway, on to the day. So the day will be, like I said, I'd like to go to, I've got to get something. I'd like to go to, Daphne's been so cute this morning. She really loves her mummy. I'd like to go to the library to drop off my books, whether that be, I haven't got anything to pick up, so I can just post them through the door if necessary. I need to paint my nails. I've been doing so well with getting my nails to a sort of like manageable length for somebody who uses a computer all day, every day. And I'd like to keep them at this length. And in order for me to keep them at this length, I paint them. So I will do that at some point. Then, something else I need to do is my sister's birthday. my sister's birthday next week, because I've been doing a few more sort of homemade gifts this year in order to save money, and also just because I think it's nice, I've cross-stitched my sister some napkins. Now, I bought 6 napkins. Oh, you might well have seen you may well have watched the Friday reading vlog where I bought the napkins in Primark. And since then, I've cross-stitched them with this water-soluble Aida. I'm very pleased with them all. Very pleased. But I will literally never be doing this again because it was such hard work using this Aida. So I've done, I'll show you up close. This one's got teacups and a kettle on. This one's got mushrooms on, and my mum and dad were like, that's flowers. But it's not, it's little mushrooms. This little bit of Aida will be coming off, like this water soluble. Then I've done one with bows on. I'll hold them back here a little bit. This one's got pizza burger chips on, which I think is quite cute. This one is a bit messed up because this one's got cakes on, but it's just to one side. So whether or not I can get another bit of Aida and just do another one there, who knows? But I'm going to leave it as it is for the moment. And this one's got fruit on. So yeah, so I'm very, very pleased with them. And I imagine she will be too. But I need to soak that off and then iron them into a nice situation. And then also, as I've got the iron out, I'll need to do some ironing because I've bought a few bits second-hand, both in charity shops and online recently. Bargain bits, actually, I'll show you later, that really need, after I've washed them, really need a good iron. So I'll be doing that at some point. Ironing on a Friday reading vlog, who knew? So yeah, and then also I'll be making a cake this afternoon. We've got a Tesco delivery coming between 3 and 4. So it's a bit late to be making a cake, but I will be making that cake regardless, probably as soon as it arrives. And then David and I are thinking of watching a film tonight. The cake we will be making today is sticky date gingerbread. We're making cakes from the Sweet Roasting Tin, working my way through this, and we are now in Loaf tin land. So sticky date gingerbread, which apparently is diabetic friendly, which is good because I'm diabetic and I'm friendly. We're seeing my friend Dolores on Sunday, who we haven't seen for years. She's got 3 children now, and the last time I saw her she had 1 child. So it's been a long time. I was thinking of taking a loaf cake with me, so I may well be cooking the chocolate and rosemary cake, a loaf, before the next time we go down, before the next time you see this. So, but I will include a picture of it in the next reading vlog if I do end up making it. So yeah, so that's the cake choice. And then, as always, at some point I'll be listening to a bit of classical music from A Year of Wonder, and I'll be finishing up the reading vlog doing a poem for every spring day. Does not feel like spring today, but we will be doing it. So the reading, Daphne Du Maurier May, we're in, and I've already started some Daphne Du Maurier reading because I'm already reading The Rendezvous by Daphne Du Maurier, which is a selection of short stories. I've read quite a few. Well, as you can see, I'm about halfway through. And the last short story I read was The Rendezvous, and that's the best one that I've read so far. The next one I'll be reading is called La Sainte Vierge. A lot of them have been about missing people, about maybe someone not being who they say they are and that sort of general vibe. But The Rendezvous was definitely the best so far. So that's that. So I think when I eat my breakfast, I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea and have some blueberries and yogurt for breakfast, and I'm going to read another short story from The Rendezvous. And also I've started listening to, I'm about an hour into listening to Rebecca on Audible, which I don't think is available on there anymore, which is a shame because I bought it many years ago and I tend to listen to it sort of like once a year, and it's a great production. But when I had a look on Audible to see what other other Daphne Du Maurier audiobooks they had on there, I couldn't find anything. So I don't know if it's something that they've made and now they've retracted, but yeah, if you've got it, congrats. If you can get it, congrats, but otherwise, and then I've also bought Rebecca's Tale, which is a sort of sequel written by someone who isn't Daphne Du Maurier, obviously, set I think 15 years after the end of Rebecca. So I'm listening to Rebecca and then I'm going to listen to Rebecca's Tale. But Rebecca's Tale won't be started today. I'll probably get to listen to an hour or so of Rebecca. Maybe while I'm doing that ironing, like I said, and making the cake. And then today I would also like to start a Daphne Du Maurier novel and a Daphne Du Maurier non-fiction. So I'd like to start Daphne Du Maurier and Her Sisters by Jane Dunn. This is about, you guessed it, Daphne Du Maurier and her sisters, Angela and Jean. So yeah, I'm excited to find out more about them. Let's read the first line. Not of the preface. Okay, so the first chapter is called The Curtain Rises. To be born a Du Maurier was to be born with a silver tongue and to become part of a family of storytellers. There you go. Oh, it looks like Angela Du Maurier has also written some books, because the first quote is from, it says, Angela Du Maurier First Nights. Coats off, the music stops, the lights lower, there is a hush, then up goes the curtain, the play has begun. That is why I'm going to begin this story, once upon a time. So yeah, so I'd like to get around to that. This is the colour. This is like one of those library books that has been used a lot. It's also got lots of photos and stuff in there. So yeah, we'll be starting that. And then I'd also like to start, as I said, a Daphne Du Maurier novel. And I would like to start The House on the Strand. This is one that has excited me for many years, and I can't believe I still haven't got around to it, because it's a sci-fi time travel novel written by Daphne Du Maurier, obviously, and it was written in 1969. So I'm really interested to see how ideas of time travel and sci-fi from 1969 sort of translate to 2024. And it starts with a family tree and a map, which I'm always interested in. So yeah, excited to start. The first line says, the first thing I noticed was the clarity of the air and then the sharp green colour of the land. Great first line. So that's the reading planned for today. And then the questions. So we've got all the way through all of these questions. So there's 50. So if you've not watched a Friday reading vlog before, at the beginning of the Friday reading vlog, I asked a question from these Lit Chat questions. And then at the end, you guys can answer in the comments, and I'll answer at the end of the video. But yeah, so there's 50 cards with 2 questions on each, and we've got through all 50 of them, which is insane. So I'm going to give them a little shuffle, because we're starting again from the beginning. So that's insane. So, I mean, we've done 50 Friday reading vlogs since this started then, which is lovely. And I don't do one every week either, so very exciting. Okay, let's go for it then. And all of these different, so they have different sort of front, oh no. They're not all in, oh no, this is going to take a bit of sorting out. Right, let me sort this out, and then oh god, because they've all gone in different orders. Oh god, sorry, 2 seconds. Right, sorted. So I just thought I would show you that within the questions, there are 4 different types of questions. So some of them have this sort of front cover with the glasses at the top, and these are called the Reader's Way questions, and they are questions about your reading habits, preferred methods, and who you are as a reader. Then you've got Memoirs of a Book Lover, and they look like this, with this sort of like, I mean, they all look like books, but this has got like a little feather at the top, and they are questions for sharing book-related memories and milestones. Then you've got Op-Ed, which looks like this, and they are questions to tease out all your literary opinions, favourites and least favourites. And then you've got Choose Your Own Adventure, which I think might be my favourite types of questions, and they look like this, and they're questions that ask you to choose books and characters for hypothetical situations. So there we go. Well, let's just go for it then, and yeah, we'll take the first one on top, which is A Wrinkle in Time. Great. Right, okay, so this is Memoirs of a Book Lover. And what I might need to do, I've put them in the wrong bit. What I might need to do is maybe, because these questions are in 2 parts, and we've answered the first part already, I might need to read the first part for context, but let's have a look. Oh no, there's not, I don't need to read the first part for context. So the question today is there a book or series you feel every child should read? Is there a book or series you feel every child should read? And that will be answered by myself at the end of the video, and then if you'd like to answer in the comments below, please do. Right, okay, so onwards we go then. So I'm going to go make myself a bowl of blueberries and yoghurt, and have a cup of tea and read the next short story in this collection, The Rendezvous, which is La Sainte Vierge, and it says, it was hot and sultry, that oppressive kind of heat where there is no air, no life. Had a bit of a change of plan, because we're not going to go to the bookshop tomorrow. To be honest, the weather is terrible today and tomorrow, and we're going to Folkestone, and I'd love to be able to show Folkestone off in all her sunny glory. So we're going to postpone and go another weekend, which is fine, which means that we can now pick up the clothes tomorrow and do a wardrobe changeover tomorrow. It's just so miserable out there. And I'm also, because of the misery, I'm not going to walk to the library, so I can drop the books off tomorrow. But I am going to have a daytime bath, which is lovely. But what I thought I would do before I had a daytime bath is soak off these bits of Ada. I'm really nervous to do it because so much hard work has gone into these. I'm so frightened to ruin them, but I'm sure it won't ruin them. Here we go. Here we go, David.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, that's the first one in. I think you have to leave them to soak for like 5 minutes. Second one in.
You're just going to do it 2 at a time?
No, I was going to...
No, you're just going to go for it all and hope that it works?
Yeah, I think it will work. Oh, it's already working on there.
Awesome.
I need to keep them submerged.
Maybe do 3 at a time. Just to... I think it's sensible. Don't cram them all in there. You want it to work.
Yeah.
And
then I'm going to dry them on the heated air, and then I can iron them with the other bits that I need to iron.
So.
That was just David having a tiny little mouthful of his tea.
Delicious.
Pajamas all day! I feel like it wasn't so long ago. I again did pajamas all day, but I haven't got to go anywhere today. And I was thinking, oh, I could put jeans and a jumper on because it's not cold, but it's not warm. I was thinking, oh, I could put jeans and a jumper on, but I never feel truly my most comfortable unless I'm in like, some sort of elasticated waist. And I thought I could put on my lovely pajamas. David's sister bought me these for Christmas a couple of years ago. From Anthropology, and I love them. They just feel so chic. I feel so chic when I'm wearing them. So yeah, so pajamas all day. Also, I'd had great plans that whilst I was in the bath, the napkins, what are they called? Do I mean napkins? Napkins would have completely dried out, so I could iron them along and do my ironing when I go out of the bath. They are drenched still, so I put them in the heated area, because there's no way they'll dry just on the radiators or anything. It's still chucking it down outside. So yeah, so I'll do that ironing later. But yeah, so while I was in the bath, I read 37 pages of House on the Strand. I feel nervous saying this because I've said this a few times this year and then it hasn't worked out being okay. But I was well into this. The first 37 pages, bang into it. So I hope it continues to be as good as it is. So it's just under 330 pages, so I'm about 10% through, and so far that first 10% has been... So we're following somebody called Dick Young. We never find out his name. Well, I haven't found out his name's Dick Young, just from the blurb at the back, who's got a friend who sort of experiments in hallucinogenics and drugs and things like that. They mention LSD. And the chapter starts with him doing his friend a favour, or being part of an experiment and taking this taking this drug, which transports him back to 14th century, wherever he may be, and yeah, and then he sort of then we hear about him in the present land, and his sort of reactions to how that felt, then conversing with his friend Magnus, who has experienced some of the same stuff. And there seems to be this chap Roger that appears in both of their visitations to the 14th century. Well, they haven't confirmed it's 14th. Oh no, on the back it says 14th century Cornwall. And yeah, so he's just gone back and he's sort of listening to the gossip that's going on, and there's a man who sort of got his foot in both camps, with women in both camps and things like that. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm very into it. Very into it. So hopefully I'll continue to be into it. So I'm going to carry on reading for a little bit longer now. I'm on chapter 4, I think. Towards the end of chapter 4, is it? No, chapter 3. Oh, I'm literally about to finish chapter 3. And then the things I've got to do is have some lunch. I don't know what we're going to have because there's nothing really here. And the shop doesn't arrive until 3. Have some lunch. Bake a cake. Again, the stuff doesn't get here till 3. May do me ironing. I don't want to turn the iron on if I'm not. I want to do it all together, so I've got to wait for those to dry. So it is literally just pyjamas all day, reading all day. I was thinking, because David and I said we're going to watch a film tonight, and I was going to pick the film After Sun, which is a film which has got Paul Mescal in it, and I was going to watch that tonight. It's on iPlayer, and I keep being frightened that it's going to go off of iPlayer and I'm not going to get a chance to watch it. But I think, seeing as the theme of the day is Daphne Du Maurier, maybe we'll watch My Cousin Rachel tonight, which is also the book that we're reading for Patreon Book Club this month. So I thought it would be quite cool to watch it as well. I mean, it'll be me watching it before I've read it. I have read it already, but it'll be me watching it before I read it again. But yeah, I think maybe I'll suggest watching that. It's got Sam Claflin in, who David's quite into, so... Yeah, right, well, let's read more. Let's get back to it. Oh, she's enjoying it. Where did I get to? Roger paused a moment, then turned towards the chapel. I thought at first that it was empty. The candles on the altar had been extinguished and the light was dim. Something so... Oh! Too small. Something so exciting's just arrived. This big box of books. And I've got to wait for David to finish work before we can film together. So we're going to be filming. So this is the Indie Bookshop Awards. Oh, you'll be able to hear when I'm eating. Indie Bookshop Awards shortlists in here. I'm so excited. They sent them to me very kindly to celebrate Indie Bookshop Week, which runs between the 15th and the 22nd of June. The shortlist is announced on the 10th of May, so I can't tell you anything about it now, but there will be a video from myself and David going up on the 12th of May, whereby we'll be having a look at the shortlist, and we're also going to pick one of the shortlists to read between us, which I'm so excited to do because I love reading shortlists of books. And David always sort of watches on with excitement when I get so excited about the Women's Prize and things like that. So in this box there should be a shortlist for fiction, non-fiction, picture books and middle grade, like children's books. So we're going to pick either the fiction or the non-fiction shortlist and read it between us, and then have a little discussion about the books that we've read. So I'm so excited to do that, and then the winner gets announced on the 10th of June. So yeah, coincided with all of this, there will be an independent bookshop week cosy reading night, as there has been the last few years, and that will be going ahead on the 22nd of June. So put that in your diaries now for cosy reading night, independent bookshop week cosy reading night on the 22nd of June. So now all I've just got to wait for... Look, I've got a beautiful little halo on, and when the guy gave it to me, he said it's heavy, and it's quite heavy. So I've just got to wait very calmly for David to finish work, which I don't think is going to be for another couple of hours. But I will wait well. Maybe I'll pick up a bit more of my books rather than just sit staring at it. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see what books are on the shortlist, and also to pick which books David and I are going to read between us, and then to read a shortlist with David and then to have a discussion. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if, like, because I think there's 6 on each shortlist, and I don't know whether or not we're going to pick 3 each, or because there's potential... Hello, Dappy! There's potential that I may have read some of the books on these shortlists already, or if we're just, I don't know how it's going to work, or if we're going to try and read the 6 each. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I don't know if David will be able to do that before the winner's announced. So exciting. So exciting. Right, I'll go and sit calmly. Well, how am I going to do my ironing when you are on there being cute? Tell me. How? You're so beautiful. Okay, well what I will do is I will bake the cake first, by which point hopefully you will be ready to move. Please. Please? So while Daphne makes herself more comfortable, I'm going to listen to more of Rebecca and make sticky date gingerbread, which David keeps telling me he's really excited about, which I really didn't expect him to be so excited. I think it's because it's got dates in it, and I think he thinks it's going to be a little bit like sticky toffee pudding. Hopefully it will be. So the things you need are... I do too. The things, I've already got it out. Olive oil, date syrup, this is what makes it diabetic friendly, 3 medium free range eggs, self-raising flour, 230 grams, teaspoon of baking powder, 2 heaped teaspoons of ground ginger, and 175 grams of medjool dates. The only thing I'll need to do is have a sort out of these, because these have got stones in, and it needs to be unstoned medjool dates. God, they are so tasty. Yeah. Right. Let's get going then. It's ironing time. I've been buying quite a few bits. Secondhand, of course. Can you see me? I don't know where I am on the screen. And oh yeah, these are definitely ironable. And I've had to wash a lot of it, so it's needed. Oh dear. I don't know if the water's made these go a bit discoloured. Oh, chop my head off, one moment. That's better. So yeah, so I've been buying a lot of secondhand bits because summer is always the time of year where I feel like I don't have enough clothes, and because I'm doing this project at the moment where I'm trying to wear a different outfit every day for the year, I've been trying to come up with some summer plans, and that's involved a few bits that I've bought secondhand for me, both in charity shops and on Vinted, all of which I'm really rather pleased with. And some of them have been an absolute bargain, but should I maybe start by doing these? I'm so frightened of ruining these. And actually what's happened with that one is that they've got a bit discoloured. Maybe I'll wash these. I think I'm simply going to have to... David, come and have a look at these. The colours... Look, the watermark on them.
Oh.
So I think I'll wash them.
Yeah, hopefully that comes out.
Yeah.
Was that on them?
No, it's exactly the watermark that's done it.
What, where you dipped it in?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I weren't to know. It was clean water. That one's really bad.
Oh, God.
So, I'll wash them.
It's like me down in Grandad's old tablecloth where I used to smoke in the house.
Oh, is it?
Ooh, that is nasty, isn't it?
Some of them... That one's got a very light one, but all of them have got it, so...
No, hopefully
as they're a gift, so all of that was a complete waste of time then, because I've got to now wash these and wait for them to dry. Oh well, right, okay, so I'll do me ironing, but yeah, that's what they look like when they're fully out, by the way. I'm so pleased with them. I hope she likes them too. Right, but the items before I start listening to Rebecca again. This is a vintage beige skirt that I bought for £2 in Cancer Research. £2. Vintage label, don't know where it's from, but delighted with it. All of these have been an absolute bargain. This I bought is a never fully dressed shirt. Oh, it's got a fucking mark on the back. Is that on the inside? Never fully dressed shirt for £5 with this sort of little peephole section and this lovely ruff. And I thought this would be quite good for summer and sort of into autumn. But I have just realised there's a mark on the back. But it's on the back, I won't be able to see it, so I won't mind. Then I've got this, which is, again, vintage. I think it's actually a night shirt. No, it might not be a night shirt. This was vintage online for £3.60. And I love it. It's got all of this embroidery around the collar and at the bottom of the sleeves. And I saw Charlotte Jacqueline wearing a similar, I imagine, very expensive embroidered shirt under dungarees. So I thought that would be lovely. And to wear with jeans and everything. And then last one is this, which I bought, and then really, realistically, there's not many ways you can fashion a dress. So this one I thought, because I thought it'd be cool for the summer. It's from Next originally. This was £8 in like a picnic blanket type red print. But I thought maybe I could wear that with my denim waistcoat over the top, maybe with a jumper if it gets into autumn. But yeah, any ideas on how to fashion dresses in more than one way. Desperate to hear them. But yeah, so let's iron and let's listen to more of Rebecca. Because she's about to marry him, you know. They're just telling Mrs. What's her face.
Why, Mr. De Winter, it's quite the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
The cake is done! Looks maybe a little bit like it's a bit more done this end than it is that end, but it feels done. So I'm going to chop it up and feed us both a slice. Yes, I am. Oh, we're a bit wonky, aren't we? Right, here we go. I think it might still be quite warm, so go for the edge pieces. Not sweet enough for you?
No, but it's nice, huh?
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
Yeah.
It's not sweet at all. It's very, very light.
Mmm. Mmm. That's nice.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't say it's nice. I'd say it's fine. It's hot.
I'd like it with a bit of ice cream.
Yeah, I think you're right. Also, she mentions in the book that it's fine on its own, but some people like a bit of cream cheese icing on it, and I think that also might improve it.
Mm.
The bits with the dough, it's very well cooked.
It's lovely.
Like, it's very light.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, good.
And it's not too overpowering. And, like, you can taste the ginger, but it's not like
Yeah, it's not hot.
Mm-hmm.
The more I'm eating, the more I'm into it.
Yeah.
I think I was worried that my husband wouldn't like it. I imagine with a cup of tea it'll be very nice. Lucky I've got one next to me. Right. David's about to watch the trailer for My Cousin Rachel to see whether or not he'll actually enjoy it or not. I mean, remember you do have one veto for the whole year.
Not who?
We're nearly halfway into the year.
Yeah.
Let's watch the trailer and see what he thinks. The backlighting of this makes me look like I'm a victim of something, and I'm on Crime Watch and I'm giving a statement, but I'm just too comfy to move. There you go, you can see my face now. Didn't do park run this morning. It's Saturday, by the way. Hi. Didn't do park run this morning, but did go for a walk down to the beach as I'm adjusted it so you can see me. Did go for a walk down to the beach as David's sister was running park run, and took some of the cake that I made yesterday, and it was very well received. I enjoyed it much more today. Hello, Debbie. Than I did yesterday. And it's sliced beautifully. Like yesterday, because really it wasn't set yet, it was like, as in, it was really crummy. But yeah, so we're just back. We're gonna have a cup of tea. David's reading Strong Female Character by Fern Brady, because he wants to get that finished before we start our little reading project, which I'm very excited about. I am reading House on the Strand. I read 100 pages of House on the Strand yesterday, very much enjoying it. And yeah, then we're going to go to the storage unit and pick up our summer clothes and start getting ready for summer, aren't we, David?
We are.
It did feel like summer down the beach, didn't it?
It did, it was lovely.
It was nice. Anyway, I had been standing against the old kitchen dresser, but there was no dresser behind me now, only the stone wall, and the kitchen itself had become the living quarters of the original house, and the hearth at one end, and the ladder leading to the sleeping room beside it.
What's the crack here? What are you reading out
Every time I was just reading the first
okay.
line. But you would just go,
yeah, I'm thinking, I'm trying to read it.
Read, David. Oh, well, we've got the stuff from the storage. Just got to put my phone on charge because I'm going live at 2 o'clock, which isn't that long away. Got the stuff in storage. I've had a sort out in terms of, I mean, David said, oh, there's loads of room in there, joking, and I was like, no, this is actually loads of room. So I've taken out everything that I want to send back to storage and I've put it behind. I've put it behind me, and then I've done the same for the hanging up bits, which are here. But I haven't done that because I haven't got any more room to put anything at the moment. So at the moment, everything behind you is going back to storage, and I've got 3 boxes of stuff to potentially put into the cupboards, but I need space in the boxes to put that in there. So it's I'm a bit at an impasse, let's say. But I've just read a little bit more of House on the Strand, and I'm going live, as I said, it's my tummy. I'm going live at 2 o'clock for an hour or so. Aren't I, Daphne? Do you want to come and say hello? Do you? Oh, you're such a heavy girl. You're such a nice girl. Such a pretty girl. Aren't you? So lovely. Okay then, bye. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to have vegetarian chili for dinner. Oh, by the way, we took... I think I mentioned it. Yes, the cake. We had it down the beach with David's sisters this morning. It was much nicer. I've got quite a lot of stuff down there to sort out as well. Maybe I'll sort out this little pile while Daphne's moving my camera around. And then I'll be able to go lab at 2 o'clock. And then I can make my chili, have a shower, wash my hair, and get ready to go to the cinema to watch Star Wars. Imagine. I had a shower and washed my hair. Just having a quiet moment on the sofa. It's absolutely chucking it down outside, and I put the washing out a couple of hours ago, and David said as he was leaving he's just taken some of the winter clothes back to storage, and he said, oh, it's just raining a little bit out there if you want to go and get the washing in. And I'm so glad I did, because it's absolutely chucking it down now. But I thought, as I'm just sitting having a little moment on the sofa, I thought I would use this opportunity to listen to today's piece of music. So it's the 4th of May today, and it did actually feel like the 4th of May this morning, and now it looks like rain. So the piece of music today is Ellen's Gesang 3 D839 Ave Maria. I know Ave Maria, by Franz Schubert, who lived between 1797 and 1828. It says, over the course of just 11 years, Schubert wrote a staggering 600 plus songs and set the words of dozens of poets, some whom were very well known, such as Johann Wolfgang van Goethe and Heinrich Heine, some of whom were close friends from his tight-knit social circle, such as Franz von Schubert, his housemate on the Spielgasse, who wrote the text to Arne Dieck Music, which we heard back in January. Sir Walter Scott was a wordsmith much admired by romantic composers. He was also set by Bizet, Donizetti, Rossini and Mendelssohn, to name but a few. In 1825, Schubert composed a cycle of 7 songs based on Scott's epic poem of The Lady of the Lake. In this one's Ellen's 3rd song, the title character, Ellen Douglas, has gone with her exiled father to a goblin cave as he has declined to join the rebellion against King James. Things are not going exactly to plan, and with the rebels approaching, Ellen sings an impassioned prayer to the Virgin Mary, begging her for help. The song begins with the words Ave Maria, and Schubert's ravishing music proved so popular that it was later turned into a setting for the whole Roman Catholic prayer, taking its place amid a host of other gorgeous settings. Right, well, let's find it then. Ellen, so maybe this Ave Maria song that I'm so used to is probably this, so used to as if I listen to it all the time. Ellen's sang 3 Ave Maria. There we go, Franz Schubert. 8 minutes, 8 seconds. Lovely. I'm going to sit and enjoy this. I think David's back now. Well, that was gorgeously relaxing, especially the part where David came home halfway through and then started making boxes in the hallway. It's unusual, actually, to have a piece of music that I'm familiar with, so that was nice. And it was very relaxing. 8 minutes. I can hear him cheering because he can fit all of the clothes into one bag. So yes, I've part made dinner, so I've just popped the oven on and that can go in, and then I'll drain all the beans to make the chilli after. But yeah, I better go and put some clothes on and dry my hair. And does it all fit in?
In 2.
You done! Yeah. And then we're off to watch The Phantom Menace tonight. How long is it? Long, I think.
It's over 2 hours, I think.
Oh, long ting, long ting.
It's a bit of a long one.
Yeah. I'll wear a top with stars on to say Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
It's gonna be May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. I'll take some tea. Maybe that last slice of cake. You deserve a little cuddle with Daphne over there. Very cute they are together. Look at that fringe on me. Well, good morning. It's time to make the ganache for the chocolate and rosemary loaf before we leave to go to my friend's house for the day. Did I tell you how I got on with the film last night? So we went to ate the rest of the cake yesterday when we were in the cinema. Went to see The Phantom Menace. It was just a bit much for me, if I'm being honest. It was just plot, plot, plot. It was exhausting. It didn't stop from the second we started to the second it finished. It was just constant plot. But alas, here's the cake. Look how chocolatey it looks. And I'm about to make the chocolate ganache. So for it I need 100ml of double cream. Hello Daphne, what are you doing down there, my little gorgeous? That's in there. 2 large sprigs of rosemary. My rosemary plant's really taken a bashing. I've been having it, we had it in dinner on Saturday night. Friday night we had it, and we've had it in cake, so I'm going to have used this whole bloody thing. 2 sprigs. There's 1 sprig. And there's the other sprig. I think these are more decorating sprigs. And 100 grams of dark chocolate, finely chopped or blitzed. Or maybe I'll blitz it then. The rest from the bar I used yesterday to put in the cake. Right, I'm going to do the icing. We need to leave by 9. So I don't think it's going to be set. But, yeah. It's hard to get out of bed this morning. I'm so tired. So cosy. It's a lovely day today. Really pretty. Really, really nice. Hello. It's another one of those lovely moments where I've got really... What's that on my chin? Oh, it might just be my skin. Hello. It's the end of the Friday reading vlog, I'm aware. I very much skipped over, I think even as far as Sunday and Monday. We had a lovely day visiting my friend from university, Dolores, and her husband and their children. And then yesterday we went out for my sister's birthday for lunch, which was lovely. And yeah, it was really nice. There was like a kitchen garden and me and my niece were having a lovely time looking around there, and we all just had a really nice time. So yeah, and now I've been back to work today. I've got a really sore throat. I don't know if it's hay fever. Can you get sore throat with hay fever? But I just feel a bit under the weather. And I probably would have worked from home today, but when I turned on my laptop this morning, it wasn't working. So I dragged myself into the office. I needed to change my password. That was what was happening. And then I was there all day, and I've just come home, and I've got quite the evening of editing in front of the laptop, which is fine by me. I wish I had a slightly comfier chair, but David's making dinner. Tofu nuggets, wedges and beans for dinner tonight. So yeah, so I'm here just to wrap it all up. So we've already listened to the piece of music, which was lovely. We'll answer the question, and then we will read a poem for every spring day. It's the 7th of May. Oh, you don't need to know that yet. We're answering a question. Is there a book or series you feel every child should read? Now, I've had a little think about this, and I wanted to think a book that I bought my friend's son this weekend, as we've just seen them, was You Choose Space. Now, this is a whole series of books. You might have seen me mention You Choose Christmas on my Christmas gift guide, written by Nick Sharratt, who is the Jacqueline Wilson illustrator. So his line drawings are very familiar to me from my childhood. But yeah, it's a really, really great series. So it started with just You Choose. It's been out for quite some time, but they've got different ones now. They've got You Choose Space, which is the one I bought the weekend. They've also got You Choose Fairy Tales, and like I said, You Choose Christmas. And it's just books of great sort of big spanning like double pages, and it will say, what jumper would you like to wear? And it's just got loads of different jumpers, and you can have a little chat with whoever you're looking. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. That one looks, does that look itchy to you? Or that looks itchy. Oh, well, I love purple. That one's purple. Oh, well, I don't really like yellow, and that's got yellow on it. That sort of thing. And then they'll have big double page full of food, and what would you share with your best friend, and then a big page of lots of different creatures and who would be your best friend and where do you want to live and all of this sort of thing. And like I said, like some of them are tailored to specific things. Like the Christmas one is great. It has like what gift would you give to somebody, and what decoration would you put on the Christmas tree, and all this sort of loveliness. But yeah, I really think they're a great series. Not necessarily reading books, but I think they're really great for like opening the imagination and just having a discussion, and also for people who potentially aren't English speakers as well. You could even like read it in your own language and stuff like that. So yeah, I've picked that. It's a picture book, but absolutely loved it. So I would highly recommend it. Would highly recommend it as a gift if you've got gifts to buy for children, then sort of all ages, because we bought it for our friends who we went to see at Christmas. We bought them the Christmas one, and they've got a girl of, I think she's 7, and then their little boy had just started school, and they were reading it together, and it was just so heartwarming to see. I bought literally, I think I bought like 6 copies of the Christmas one because it was so good. But yeah, that's what I would pick. I would pick the You Choose series by Nick Sharratt. If there is a book or series you feel every child should read. And then the 7th of May. We're hurtling towards the end of this book. We're going to be in summer before we know it. That's cool. Okay, so there's 2 poems up for today. The one that's called The Pobble Who Has No Toes by Edward Lear. And the other one is You Ain't Nothing But a Hedgehog by John Cooper Clarke. And I think I'm going to do this. And also it just says, the performance poet, John Cooper Clarke's witty poem is a rewriting of a blues song, Hound Dog, famously recorded in 1956 by the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. So this is, you ain't nothing but a hedgehog, foraging all the time. You ain't nothing but a hedgehog, foraging all the time. You ain't never pricked a predator, you ain't no porcupine. Which I like a lot. So there we go. That is the Friday reading vlog all wrapped up. You'll be watching this on Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, and I'll see you all again soon for another Bookshop video. Goodbye.